I'd like for you to consider a word today, and the word is time. Again, the word is time. Webster's dictionary defines the word time as the thing that is measured as seconds, minutes, hours, days, years, etc. Webster's dictionary goes on to give a fuller definition of the word time as the measured or measurable period during which an action, process, or condition exists or continues, or in other words, duration. And there's some great words that we're going to pull out of that definition and take a look at so we can fully understand this word time, because I think that it can be a confusing word for many people. I think that many people assume that they know what this word is, and I'm going to come back to the definition in just a moment. But before I do, I would love to share with you a couple of quotes that are in the world relative to this word time. And the first one comes from the Bible, and it says, "There is a time for everything, and a season for every activity under the heavens. A time to be born, and a time to die. A time to plant, and a time to uproot. A time to kill, and a time to heal. A time to tear down, and a time to build. A time to weep, and a time to laugh. A time to mourn, and a time to dance. A time to scatter stones, and a time to gather them up. A time to embrace, and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to search, and a time to give up. A time to keep, and a time to throw away. A time to tear, and a time to mend. A time to be silent, and a time to speak. A time to love, and a time to hate. A time for war, and a time for peace." There's another great quote in the world relative to time that comes from Maya Angelou, and she says, "All great achievements require time." And both of those quotes offer some deep perspective into time, and that the nature of time is the duration of it, and then over time there is the opportunity for so many things to occur. So many life experiences can occur over time, and so that's why this word time becomes extremely important to understand, so that you can get a full lesson of where truth lies inside of time. And if you get your perspective right on time, then all of a sudden the way that you live in the world will begin to change, and the purpose for living over time will begin to change as well. So if we go back to the definitions from the dictionary, both of them give the word measured, and that it's a measured period or a measurable period. I think that this is an important place to pause, because I think a lot of people can confuse what time is. Time is nothing more than a measurement. You can see so from the definition. It's a measurement. It can be a measurement in seconds, minutes, hours, days, etc. You see, if I were to say the number 168 to you, what would that number represent? 168. It can represent a lot of different things, but in the case that I'm saying it to you in, it's a measurement of time. 168 is the measurement of the number of hours in any given week. There are 168 hours in a week. And so I could say that there's 7 days in a week, or that there are a certain number of seconds in a week, but 168 represents the number of hours, and therefore it's just a measurement of time. So the question becomes, what do you do at that time? You see, a lot of times people confuse the word time and they'll associate it to something else. For example, I've asked this question all over the world, and I say, well, what is time? And most people say, well, time is money. Time is money. Well, time is not money. It's a cliche word that sounds great for most people, and they say time is money. And that starts to distort the real meaning of the word time and your understanding of what the word means, and you can lose the value and the truth that sits in the word time if all you do is associate money to time. I think that that's a very low capacity way to look at the real value that's hidden inside of this word time. If all you limit it to is time is money, then you're being only driven by money, and you're going to forget about all the other great benefits that come with time. So for example, a more important way of looking at time is to ask yourself the question, since time's going to move anyways, and you're not in control of that, since time's going to be moving, the question is, who are you becoming over time? Because time is going to move anyways, and some people get discouraged with the length of time that it takes to get to a certain destination, whether it's a goal, a dream, an aspiration, or even a physical location. So time is going to move anyways. The real question is, and the real opportunity lies in who are you becoming over time. You see, I believe that time allows for you to really, really grow. It gives you an opportunity to slow down. If you had the ability to slow down, you would find out that you'd probably speed up. It requires someone to slow down during time in order to speed things up in their life. I guarantee if you learn that principle or that hidden secret inside of truth, a lot more things could get done with a lot less effort and during a lot less time. You see, I think that time allows you the opportunity to grow your trust in people. I think it's an opportunity for you to grow your trust in other people. I think it's an opportunity for you to become more grateful. I think it's an opportunity for you to reprioritize things. You see, most people feel like they're running out of time. If you were to just pause, you'd realize that you have an abundance of time to be able to get different things done as long as you reprioritize the way that you view time. You see, if you looked at time as an opportunity for you to grow in a relationship with you and with someone or someone else bigger than you, all of a sudden time serves a different purpose. When you have downtime, that downtime now becomes a catalyst for you to grow, because that downtime now becomes a catalyst for you to grow in a relationship with somebody. It's a catalyst for you to grow in a relationship of gratitude, to grow personally, to reflect on your life experiences. It becomes a great learning environment, it becomes a great classroom, it becomes a great relationship builder. This powerful word called time. So I want to challenge you in the way that you look at time, the way that you view it, and also challenge you to slow down in order to speed up. And so before I leave you, I'd like to ask you a couple of questions relative to this word time. Number one, how has the word time shaped the way that you live in the world? How has this word time shaped the way that you live in the world? Number two, how has the word time shaped the way that you build and grow your personal relationships? How has this word time shaped the way that you build and grow in your personal relationships? And then number three, how can you utilize this new awareness of the word time to unlock some hidden capacity that still sits inside of you? How could you utilize this new awareness of time to unlock some hidden capacity that still lies inside of you? And so this is a challenge for all of us. Time just keeps moving. Sometimes it feels like it's slipping away. But if you were to look at time as just a measurement, you would see that it's an opportunity for you to significantly grow, and the way that you live in the world will definitely begin to change, and that will be an awesome thing to do. And so always remember to ride the wave of life, and always play big.